I don't think you have to worry about my boys. You know, they're literally like drowning in kitty cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, I have a radical theory. I think we may be better at raising the straight ones than you guys are. You know, you want a dude who plays rugby, football, lacrosse, crushes it with the ladies, hand him over to a couple of lesbians and we will take care of it. You know, it's very true. And then the amount of craziness that I have to put up with in my house now that they're back. For example, my son went out to dinner with a friend of his and he came home. It was for his friend's birthday. And he goes, Mom, I had the best sandwich. And I'm like, oh my gosh, say more. I love a good sandwich. And he goes, oh yeah, it was at this place on Ventura Boulevard in Studio City. And it is called Jihad. And I'm like, son, what is your level of confidence on the name of that restaurant? You are telling me in the whitest, the bougiest part of the San Fernando Valley, there is a sandwich shop named Jihad. Actually, is it next to the Mujahideen wine bar and the Plate of Hormuz? You know, that was really stupid. Okay. But, you know, at any rate, he has dyslexia and I'm a jerk. So, I think that's kind of, you know, explains it. And the other thing that was really funny the other night, an unhoused woman came into our front yard and she took our garden hose and she was squirting the cars and squirting the driveway. And my son came home late from work and he asked her to leave and she did. And then he marched into the house and he looked at me and he reported the situation like, Mom, what are you going to do about this? And I said, you know, I think I am going to give her your cell phone and start paying for her car insurance because I can't remember the last time you hosed off the driveway or washed the cars. And then the other thing is they steal my socks. Those boys are too lazy to wash their own socks. It wouldn't be a problem, except for my son has a size 14 shoe. I don't know, maybe that's why he's so popular with girls. I don't like to think about it, okay? But when I get the socks back, they totally look like used condoms, you know? It's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating, you know? And the other thing is, you know, like my boys, they really love horror movies. I can take them or leave them. I do like an occasional vampire film. Okay. And, you know, the one thing I don't understand is it seems like Dracula has a type. It's always some wisp of a girl, some fun-sized girl. I think Dracula, it would make a lot more sense for Dracula to come after somebody who looks like me, strictly from a blood volume standpoint. I am the equivalent of a vampire Costco run, you know? And then Dracula would just drag me back to the castle and he'd toss me in the dungeon and he'd go, dudes, I've got a kegger. She's in the back. You just got to wrap it up by 6 a.m. All right, quick. So I got invited on a walk by this Gen Z lesbian comedy producer. And she's like, would you like to come on a walk with me sometime? And I said, I'd love it. Because I thought, finally, somebody Gen Z thinks I'm cool enough to get to know. So we met at the park. We had a great talk. We talked about our queer journey and our comedy goals. And then we sat down on a bench after. And she looked me in my face and she said, oh, Mary, I have to thank you because I have been meaning to make friends with an elder lesbian. I'm like, what did you just say to me? Like I'm some sort of old dyke Pokemon card she needed to complete her collection. You know? I mean, I don't know what she expected from me. I mean, did she want me to teach her how to fix a Subaru or, you know, how to fashion a steam-powered vibrator? These are all skills I do not possess. I am more of a crossword puzzle lesbian than a handy one. Anyway, you guys have been tremendous. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Sorry about the slide.
Yay. Yay, Mary, give it up again. So good, so good. I don't know why I'm moving the stand. I'm going to be here for like 35 seconds. But, I have, is there kids? How many kids? How old are the kids? 16? Okay. How cool are the parents? Like, what do you let them watch? Huh? You look cool. You have cool glasses. You have, like, hip mom glasses. You look like maybe you, like, do cool hot yoga, which is kind of contradictory. But, like, you look cool. Anyways, I smoke a lot of weed is what I'm saying. Don't do that. But, like, so I wanted to make references. Hot sun and jihad struggle. What did I want to say? I think I was just going to say, like, yeah, your sons must be really hot. And that's... I kind of want to see pictures. I kind of want to see pictures. I bet there was pictures. I bet there was pictures on the slideshow. Also, I, like, recently learned that jihad just means struggle. Did you guys know that? Like, the word jihad literally just means struggle. And I don't know, it seemed like Pedro was on this jihad earlier. So, yeah, with that, let's go ahead and welcome our closer for the evening. Performs a lot over at Flappers up in Burbank and came all the way out here from South Carolina. Has this really hot southern draw. Let's give it up for Brooke Berry. Woo! In a gorilla suit. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. My name is Brooke, and I got something to tell you. You're not going to believe it. By the time I was 11 years old, I had been to almost every state in the U.S. Yeah. Well, it was one of the perks of being kidnapped. Yep. I was kidnapped by a truck-driving cowboy who I thought was my real daddy at the time. True story. We lived out of a semi-truck for an entire year. Wild Bill and Cherry Pie. Those were our handles. You know, CB radio names. 10-4, roger that. You know. So if you can, just imagine me. All right, I'm 10 years old, and I'm walking through a Flying J truck stop in Biloxi, Mississippi at 3 a.m. And Wild Bill's got me dressed in the same outfit as him, okay? Black trench coat, black cowboy boots, black cowboy hat, and heel spurs. Cling, cling, cling. One thing's for sure is I did not have to worry about someone snatching me up. All right? Not walking around the country like Clint Eastwood's gunslinging grandbaby. Also, I don't think you can get double kidnapped. You know, like I was already kidnapped. Could you imagine if I just kept getting kidnapped? Like 10 years later, they find me on some farm in Idaho. The cops show up. They're like, we found her. Arrest them. And I'm like, nope, this isn't even where it started. These people are like my family now. But yeah. Now, besides the kidnapping, Wild Bill had stuff to do, all right? All right, like he wanted to get Trucker of the Year that year, which is whichever trucker can go the most amount of miles in the least amount of time, right? So we didn't stop for anything, all right? Not even to see one of the world's 7 natural wonders. Yeah, drove right past it. You know what I'm talking about? The Grand Canyon. I was like, Daddy, please. We're like 5 miles away. Daddy, please. Daddy, please. He's like, I told you stop calling me that. I ain't your real daddy. It's like, damn, okay. Please, Daddy. We did it, too. We drove from Albany, Georgia to Los Angeles, California, there and back in a week. Yeah. kidnapping and trucker of the year. It's pretty, I mean, come on, it's pretty impressive. Most ambitious man I ever met in my life. But yeah, eventually the law did catch up to us, all right? And that was disappointing. But not as disappointing as the fact that no one else in my family went above and beyond to get my face on a milk carton. Man, that's how they used to find missing people, Yeah. But no one did. Now, as you can imagine, going back to school was a challenge with other kids. I remember walking into class the first day. Cling, cling, cling. The teachers were confused as hell. They were like, is there a cherry pie here? I was like, 10-4. Did you turn in your homework, cherry pie? Roger that. You know how they always want to ask you in class, they're like, do you want to stand up and share something that you learned over summer break? Did you ever get that in school? And they're like, well, cherry pie, would you like to stand up and share something you learned over summer break? And I was like, why, yes, I would. And I was like, do y'all know why they call the Grand Canyon one of the 7 natural wonders? Because you get just close enough to wonder what the hell it looks like. Yeah, that's it. Now, if you're wondering what we were hauling on the road, we were hauling mobile homes, or as I like to say, double wides. And interestingly enough, I did grow up in a trailer park. The only difference was the mobile homes we were hauling were much nicer than the ones I grew up in. The ones I grew up in were mostly unfinished. I don't know, the floors were mostly exposed plywood. Thank God for plywood, right? It's just splinters glued together. Good for the feet, And tarps everywhere. Even if you didn't grow up in a trailer park, if you've never even been to one, just drive through one. Blue tarps everywhere, okay? A tornado came through one time and ripped half our roof off. What did we do? Put a tarp on it. Lawnmowers broke. Put a tarp on it. I was like, y'all, I don't think Grandma's breathing. They're like, screw it, put a tarp over her. No, we were okay in the tornado, though. It is scary when you live in a rectangle made of styrofoam. And people think if you live in a trailer, you're dumb, but we're not. What we would do when a tornado would come, we would just all load up into one truck. And they would drive around for hours in the wind, rain, and hail looking for a good ditch to drown in. Blew my mind. No. Yeah. Family life was tough, I'd say. That kidnapping happened during one divorce. Whew, and there was a lot of divorce in my family, all right? Divorce in my family was just that part of the relationship that you eventually got to. You know what I mean? Anniversary, holiday. Well, it's that time, And I remember my parents, they fought a lot. Well, I'll say my mom and one of my daddies. They fought a lot, and we would always hear them fighting through the wall, and they were always saying the same thing kind of over and over. I'm sick of you giving me those ultimatums. Sick of you giving me those ultimatums. And I was listening through the wall, and my sister was like, what is it? And I was like, I guess this family's falling apart over old tomatoes. I don't know. It's the rotten fruit. I thought the spaghetti tasted fine, but apparently it's not working for those two. I have thought about, as an adult, starting a produce stand at a local farmer's market. I just want a sign that says seeds for sale, old tomatoes, growing families apart since 1998. But no. I actually did just get married for the first time myself last year. Whoa. Whoa, no. No. I only got married so I could get the divorce, all right? Yeah. Well, I'm getting older, and I'm not going to be the one to break our family tradition, all right? Just not going to do it. The good news about my marriage is it's still not legal yet, so that's good. It's really good. Yeah, we didn't do the paperwork. Yeah. And it's because he couldn't find his birth certificate. Yeah, he could not find his birth certificate. But I will say it's been a lot of fun watching him trying to find out where I hid it. Yeah. But no, I get it. Relationships are hard. Marriage is hard. You know, relationships are hard in general. You know how it is. And when you're not in a relationship, you want to be in one. And then you get in a relationship, and you're like, oh, man, I should have just had some ice cream. That would have been a better idea. Some people stay together for the kids. Don't do that. I don't care what people say. Divorce will not ruin children, okay? Look at me. And besides, I had a blast growing up in the divorce. I had so much fun. You know why? Because we got 2 of everything. We got 2 birthdays. We got 2 Thanksgivings. We got 2 Christmases. What kid doesn't want 2 Christmases, right? But then we got step-parents. And I was like, oh, okay. So if Mommy and Daddy screw this up again, and if I know them, they will, we might get 4 Christmases. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Brooke, you can't fit 4 Christmases into one day. Oh, but you can. Yes, you can. In fact, as many daddies as I had growing up, we had Christmas for days. Yep, Christmas for days. It's what we call white trash Hanukkah. Yep, that's right. Every night for 8 nights, I got a new daddy. Speaking of, I didn't actually meet my biological father until I was 31. So that was 8 years ago. And we actually met around Christmas time. And we met at a family restaurant, you know, just to stick with the theme. And he walked in, actually, tall man, cowboy hat. I walked in, and I looked at him. He looked at me. I looked at him. I was like, well, nice hat. Yeah. What else do you say? And then we sat down at a booth, and he did what any man would do meeting his daughter for the first time. Is he sang me a song. True story. And the song he sang was I'll Be Home for Christmas. I'll be home for Christmas. It's like, really, you son of a... You haven't been home for Christmas in 31 years. You think I'm falling for this crap now inside this Texas roadhouse? I have a better chance of Santa showing up for Christmas. Oh, man. Yeah. So, if you were wondering how I got into comedy, there you go. That was the first part. But yeah. No, I got into comedy very simple. I couldn't do anything else. I tried. I've tried so many things. And one thing I tried is I'm actually a medical school dropout. Yep, medical school dropout. I could not get through that first anatomy class. I couldn't do it, wouldn't do it. The human body freaks me out. It does. The human design makes no sense. I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I'll give you a nice example. Shins in the front. Who invented shins in the front? I thought about it for a long time. I was like, who on the human creation committee was like, yeah, let's put those fragile things on the front lines to take the blunt force of everything. You know? No one else on that committee was like, hey, you do know this will be a forward-moving species, which means they will be walking towards things 24/7. You know? I'm just saying I would have voted for shins in the back, all right? Because I suspect whoever invented shins in the front also invented the coffee table, bed frames, dressers, you know? Sometimes I invite my friends over and I'm wearing my shin guards and they're like, whoa, are we about to play some intense sport? And I'm like, nope, we're just going to hang out in this house full of furniture and hope it all works out. I did raise my hand in class. I said that to the teacher. I was like, I think shins should be in the back. She's like, I don't think you should be in school. So I dropped out. I did eventually go back to college, and I majored in creative writing and minored in unemployment. Yeah. I am a hypochondriac. That's probably another reason why I didn't make it through medical school. I don't know where hypochondria comes from, but I do know that people don't like you for having it. As my friend told me, she was like, Brooke, you get like 15 CT scans a year. You're so afraid of having cancer, you're going to give yourself cancer with all that radiation. And I'm like, sure, but at least I'm going to catch it on time. I'll tell you who doesn't really like your hypochondria, and that's doctors. Doctors do not like it at all. And I don't know if you know this, but insurance companies are going to start requiring you to disclose your hypochondria to your doctor. Yeah, like where you do your office intake paperwork, where it has all the boxes, where all the diseases that you can check that you've had or not had or whatever. Yeah, they're going to have a little box for hypochondria. I know. And I was like, really? Do you need that box if I've already checked all the other ones? You know? By the time my doctor gets to me, he's like, wow, Brooke, you've had 2 heart attacks, a stroke, 5 different cancers, including testicular, cirrhosis, and you suffer from high and low blood pressure? How is that possible? I'm like, I don't know, Doc. I'm lucky to be alive. It's crazy. It's crazy. As you can imagine, I do have a therapist. And we talk a lot about my fears, okay? I have a lot of fears. And one of them is flying, which is very common. Of course, I have friends that fly around the world all day long. And they're like, Brooke, we don't understand. Why are you scared of flying? And I'm like, well, it's very simple. I don't want to be launched anywhere. She's like, Brooke, it's not a launch. It's not a rocket. I'm like, it's a launch. She's like, it's not a launch. I'm like, it's a launch. And it's a launch in an aluminum can going 600 miles per hour with 150 strangers with no quick access to a Chick-fil-A or hospital. No, thank you. That's why I don't want to fly. And my therapist, she did ask me one day, she was like, Brooke, what is your biggest fear? Let's get to that. What is your biggest fear? And I said, sinkholes. Sinkholes. I did not have to think about it very long. And she was like, well, what's so scary about sinkholes? And I'm like, wow, I didn't know you would ever ask a stupid question like that. So what's not scary about sinkholes, right? They'll just gobble you up anywhere, anytime, you know? And so what I did is I created a survival guide, right? Because that's what I do when I find out something scares me, is I research it to make it more terrifying, right? More real. And I came across an article that said, how to survive a sinkhole. And I was like, well, shit, I didn't know you could. You know? So I clicked on it. And the first thing on the list was pack a bag of food. Pack a bag of food. Pack, yes, which would suggest plan. As if going on a trip. Can you imagine? Just like a family of 4 on a Saturday afternoon. Hey, honey, grab the kids. We're going over to Sinkhole Valley. But don't forget those sinkhole sack lunches. Never know when we're going to take a quick trip to the Earth's core later on. Remember last time we almost starved to death. Sinkhole sack lunch. So what I do is I do practice surviving these scenarios in my head. That's what I do. Okay? Because I know that a sinkhole, that's what's going to get me. I just know it. I mean, I just deep down, I know it's going to happen. So this is how I imagine it happening, okay? I imagine I'll be sitting in my house one day. I mean, I'll probably never own a house, but this is a scenario. Right? And the earth will probably collapse, right? There I go. I mean, I'll survive the 2,000-foot plummet because according to that article, it's possible. You know? I'll probably break all 206 human bones. Yeah, you didn't think I knew how many human bones, but I took that one anatomy class, and it paid off. I'm sure I'll get knocked out, whatever. But eventually I'll come to. And I'll do the first thing. Let's take inventory around me, right? It's the first thing you would do, right? What came with me, you know? And I start looking around. I'm like, oh, look, there's the coffee table, and there's the pantry full of sinkhole sack lunches. That's good. There's the couch. And, oh, look, there's his birth certificate. Wow. He'll never find it down here. All right, thank you, guys.
Wow, that was really, really funny, and I feel bad for thinking it's funny a little bit, right? Like, I was definitely laughing hard, and I feel a little bit bad. And like I mentioned to Cool Mom, I do smoke a lot of weed, and I do take a lot of notes, and I was trying to remember what to say about it. I also think I made notes for making a better show next time for ways that I fucked up. Sorry, kids. Oh my God, my bad. That was the only F-bomb, too. Give it up for that. Yeah, because it's supposed to be a PG-13 show. Like, I literally send out a notice being like, keep it PG-13, because Lady with the Glasses has a 15-year-old kid who's never heard that word before, for sure. And yeah, so I forgot what you're supposed to say too. I literally did. I was sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to say and I don't remember what they're supposed to say. I know you don't remember what you're supposed to say. So I came up with it like 2 seconds before coming up, which is a bad idea. You never want to do that. But I said, That was kind of seemed planned, right? So I had a lot of things to say about your set. I guess what I want to say is I think we should be friends. My parents also don't like me. Like, I wasn't kidnapped and put across. And I said you came from South Carolina. You didn't come from anywhere, bitch. You didn't come from anywhere. You're from everywhere. You're from every place. That's really cool. You probably have a lot of good stories. Oh, there you go. You guys suck. Literally. Okay. No, that was real, though, because I was going to try to... They gave me the wine craft. Did you guys have the wine crafts? Raise your hand if you got a wine craft. Okay, they got the free one. You got... Okay, wait. The only guy who has ever really talked to me, ever, in the white shirt back there, the first guy, I'm in love with you. Yeah, you. You didn't get a wine craft for that hot girl next to you? It's only $15. Okay, why didn't you raise your hand? Okay, that's good. I guess they're working. So, I switched to Okay, well, didn't really have anything planned for the last 3 minutes. So, you want to bring up Pedro again, or? All right. Well, I guess we can end it there. Thank you all very much for being here. And every Wednesday we're doing this. It's we're wanting to make it a cool thing. Kamran is awesome. He's the one he's doing it all for us. And this is a really cool opportunity. And I didn't tell you guys this beforehand because I didn't want you to get starstruck. But both the comics tonight have actually opened up for like Dave Chappelle. Freaking like really big comics, all the comics you've seen on Netflix, like they've all opened up. So for those of you who felt too cool to laugh, like there you go. But I think for the most part it went pretty good, I would say. But yeah, so thanks for coming. Well, if you come next week, I'm going to have a lot of the same material. So try not to come next week, but if you give me 3 weeks, and then I'll have new material, and then tell 2 friends, tell one friend to come next week, and then tell the next friend to come the week after that, and then everyone will get new material. So actually, tell 4 friends, and then tell one, you come the first Wednesday, then the second one comes, and then we can keep it going, and then Dustin Trainee will maybe learn how to make banana cream pie. So I think I'm going to leave it right there. But thank you again. And also, we stream it on YouTube, so don't watch it next week or the week after, but the week after that, watch it if you're out of town. Or you're not from, well, they left. They hated it. So if you're not from, but watch it in 3 more weeks, and then I'll have new material. But you can tell 4 friends to watch it every week, okay? And just put it on you have a Google Calendar. I don't know how you feel about AI. It's nuanced, but you can just go use Claude. Claude's the good one. That's the ethical one. Don't use the ChatGPT one. Sam Altman said something like AI is going to end the world, but in the meantime, we'll have some really cool businesses. Don't go with that one. Go with the Gemini one's good. That guy has been doing free work for 75 years and cured a lot of diseases. The other one, and then I always forget his name because he's foreign, but the Claude one is good. Don't use the other ones. Don't use the Elon one. Don't use the chat one. And then don't use the Gigi Ping one. I don't have to tell you guys that. Anyways, that's all. So yeah, every 3rd week, good reviews on Yelp or else. And then, yeah, I think that's it. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.